Hello everyone. Uh, Welcome to Ratio and Proportion Part 1 Class 10. In our daily life we compare many quantities and there are two methods of comparison. One is difference, the other is ratio. Okay, and in this chapter we will be discussing about ratio, not difference. Okay, suppose A and B are two quantities of the same type, because we compare quantities of the same type only. Okay, so if A and B are quantities of the same type, then A is to B, as you can see here, A is to B colon. Okay, or A by B is called ratio between A and B. Okay, and a ratio is always expressed in the lowest term and is a pure quantity, means it has no units. Let us take an example. Suppose Amir's weight by Salman's weight is equal to 64 kg by 72 kg. Okay, Amir's weight is 64 kg and Salman's weight is 72 kg. First kg will cancel, means unit got cancelled, so it doesn't have any unit, so it is called a pure quantity. Okay, every ratio is a pure quantity. Now 64 by 72, this can be further simplified. We can write it as 8 by 9. So we have represented in the lowest term. So remember this, a ratio is always expressed in the lowest term and is a pure quantity, means it doesn't have any unit. Okay, suppose A is to B is a ratio, or A by B is a ratio. Here there is colon. Okay, colon. Then the A is called antecedent or first term, B is called consequent or second term. Okay, now there is an important concept. If each term of a ratio is multiplied or divided by the same non-zero number, then the ratio doesn't change. Let us take an example and verify. Suppose there is a ratio 3 by 5. Okay, now 3 is the first term, 5 is the second term. Let us multiply 7 with both the terms. 3 into 7 by 5 into 7. Again we will get 3 by 5. So the ratio did not change. When we multiplied each term by the same non-zero quantity. Now let us divide. Suppose I am dividing by 2. 3 divided by 2 by 5 divided by 2. We will get 3 by 2 into 2 by 5. 2 cancel, again 3 by 5. Okay, so as you can see, if each term of a ratio is multiplied or divided by the same non-zero quantity, the ratio doesn't change. Okay, next is increase or decrease in ratio. Suppose during when the lockdown started, okay, when lockdown started, the price of broiler chicken had decreased to a great extent. At that time the price was rupees 30 per kg and present price is rupees 200 per kg. So initial price by new price, okay, initial price of broiler chicken by new price, the present price is equal to rupees 30 by rupees 200, which is equal to 3 by 20. So as you can see, the price has increased. Okay, so in this case we say the price of chicken has increased in the ratio 3 by 20 or 3 is to 20. Okay, you have to compare the numerator and the denominator. If denominator is greater than numerator, then the value has increased. Okay, now let us take another example in which price would have decreased. A few months ago, the price or the rate of onion was rupees 120 per kg. The present rate is rupees 30 per kg. Okay, so initial price by new price is equal to rupees 120 by rupees 30. Okay, which is equal to 4 by 1. So as you can see, in this case the price of onion has decreased in the ratio 4 by 1 or 4 is to 1. Okay, so in general, okay, in general, initial value by new value is equal to, suppose A by B, compare A and B. If B is less than A, okay, then we say that the value has decreased in the ratio A is to B, so decrease. If B is greater than A, then we say that the value has increased in the ratio A is to B. Okay, just you have to compare A and B. There is one more concept. If two or more ratios are equal, then each ratio is equal to the ratio between the sum of antecedents and the sum of consequents. Minimum two equal ratios should be there. Okay, I have taken 4. Suppose A by B is equal to C by D is equal to E by F is equal to G by H is equal to K, suppose. Okay, each ratio is equal to K. Then if you take a new ratio between the sum of antecedents and the sum of consequents, means A plus C plus E plus G whole by B plus D plus F plus H. Okay, as you can see, sum of antecedents by sum of consequents is also K. Okay, remember this concept. Next is composition of ratios. The first is compound ratio. Suppose we have two ratios, A by B and C by D. We can have more than 2. I have taken 2. Okay. Then the compound ratio of the given two ratios will be A into C by B into D, means product of antecedents by product of consequents. Okay. Next is reciprocal ratio. Okay. The reciprocal ratio of A by B will be B by A, opposite. Okay. Then is duplicate ratio, means square. The duplicate ratio of A by B will be A square by B square. Next is subduplicate ratio, means square root, opposite of duplicate. Okay. The subduplicate ratio of A by B is root A by root B. Okay. Then is triplicate ratio or cube. The triplicate ratio of A by B is A cube by B cube. Okay. Next is subtriplicate ratio. Cube root. Okay, subtriplicate ratio means cube root. The subtriplicate ratio of A by B is cube root of A by cube root of B. So these are some concepts related to ratio. Okay, let us solve some problems from exercise 7a. Okay, you can open your book, exercise 7a. Look at question number 2. It is given that x by y is equal to 4 by 7, and we have been asked to find the ratio between 3x plus 2y and 5x plus y. Okay, so it is given x by y is equal to 4 by 7. This is given. If x by y is equal to 4 by 7, that doesn't mean that x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 7. Okay, so let x is equal to 4k and y is equal to 7k. Okay, now let us find the ratio between 3x plus 2y and 5x plus y. So 3x plus 2y by 5x plus y is equal to 3x means 3 into 4k, 3 into 4k, plus 2y means 2 into 7k. Okay, by 5x means 5 into 4k, plus y means 7k. So on simplifying we get 12k plus 14k whole by 20k plus 7k, that is equal to 26k by 27k. K cancel, 26 by 27. So this is the answer. Okay, now move to question number 6. We have been given m plus n by m plus 3n is equal to 2 by 3. Okay, and we have to find 2n square by 3m square plus mn. Okay, so m plus n by m plus 3n is equal to 2 by 3. Let us cross multiply. Okay, as you can see I have cross multiplied. So we get on cross multiplying 3m plus 3n is equal to 2m plus 6n. So bring m to the left, n to the right. We need m by n. Okay, so bring m to the left and n to the right. So 3m minus 2m is equal to 6n minus 3n. So m is equal to 3n. So bring n left side, m by n is equal to 3 by 1. So this is the ratio between m by n. So from the ratio let us take m is equal to 3k and n is equal to k. Okay, m is equal to 3k and n is equal to k. We have to find 2n square by 3m square plus mn. Okay, so 2 into what is n k, so k square, by 3m square, what is m, 3k, so 3 into 3k whole square plus what is mn, 3k into k. Okay, so we get 2k square by 3k whole square is 9k square. Okay, so 3 into 9k square, 3 into 9k square plus 3k into k is 3k square. So that is equal to 2k square by 3 into 9 is 27k square plus 3k square. So 2k square by 30k square, k square cancel, 2 by 30 is 1 by 15. So this is 2n square by 3m square plus mn. This is the required answer. Okay. Now let us move to number 9. Divide rupees 1290 into ABC such that A is 2 by 5 of B. So it is given A is equal to 2 by 5 of B. 2 by 5 of means into. Okay, so bring B to the left, we get A by B is equal to 2 by 5. Okay, A by B is equal to 2 by 5. Next is given B by C is equal to 4 by 3 given. Okay, we cannot divide rupees 1290 into ABC unless we know the ratio between among ABC. A by B we know B by C also, but we don't know A is to B is to C. So let us find that first. So A is to B is to C is equal to, what is A is to B? 2 is to 5. What is B is to C? 4 is to 3. Okay, and now how to find A is to B is to C? Multiply like this, 5 into 4, 2 into 4, 5 into 3. Okay, so 2 into 4 gives us 8, 5 into 4 gives us 20, 5 into 3 gives us 15. Okay, so the required ratio between among A, B, C is 8 is to 20 is to 15. This is the ratio. Now total money is given rupees 1290. So A is equal to, A means 8. Okay, A is equal to 8 by sum of all the terms, 8 plus 20 plus 15 into the total value, that is rupees 1290. So 8 by 8 plus 20 plus 15 into 1290, that is equal to 8 by 43 into 1290, that is equal to 8 into 30, that is equal to rupees 240. Okay, so this is the value of A. Now let us find value of B. B is equal to, again its value is 20, as you can see. A corresponds to 8, B corresponds to 20. So B is equal to 20 by, again sum of the terms, which is 43. We have already found this. So 20 by 43 into 1290, that is 20 into 30, that is rupees 600. Okay, so B is equal to rupees 600. Then C corresponds to 15, as you can see. So C is equal to 15 by again 43 into 1290, that is 15 into 30, that is rupees 450. So A is equal to 240 rupees. A is equal to 240 rupees, B is equal to 600 rupees, C is equal to 450 rupees. Okay. Next, number 10. A school has 630 students. Okay, the ratio of the number of boys to the number of girls is 3 is to 2. So from the ratio we can find the number of boys and number of girls. Boys is to girls is 3 is to 2. Total number of students is 630. The number of boys will be 3 by 3 plus 2. Okay, corresponding term by sum of terms into total value. 3 by 3 plus 2 into 630, that will give us 378. Okay, so the number of boys in the school is 378. Similarly, number of girls will be the corresponding term, that is 2 by total sum of all the terms, that is 5 into 630, that will give us 252. So the number of girls is 252. Now it is given the ratio changes to 7 is to 5. Okay, the ratio changes to 7 is to 5 after the admission of 90 new students. 90 new students have been admitted. Out of 90 new students, some are boys, some are girls, we don't know, and we have been asked to find the number of boys who have been admitted newly. Okay, so let the new number of boys be x, the new number of girls will be 90 minus x, because total number of students is 90, boys is x, girls is 90 minus x. Now presently the number of boys will be 378 plus x. Previously it was 378, now x have been added, so number of boys will be 378 plus x, by the number of girls. Previously it was 252, now it will be 252 plus 90 minus x. Okay, that is equal to 7 by 5. So let us cross multiply and solve it. We will get x is equal to 42. So the number of boys is 42. Okay, next number 15, 15. By increasing the cost of entry ticket to a fair in the ratio 10:13. Okay, the entry ticket cost has been increased in the ratio 10:13. So let the previous and new cost of entry ticket be 10x and 13x respectively. Okay, as you can see here, 10x and 13x respectively. The number of visitors to the fair has decreased in the ratio 6:5. So let the previous and new number of visitors be 6y and 5y. Okay, so the previous collection was entry ticket cost into number of visitors, so 10x into 6y. The new collection, the present collection is 13x into 5y. Okay, so previous collection by new collection is equal to 10x into 6y by 13x into 5y. X cancel, y cancel. Okay, 5 into 2 is 10, so 2 into 6 by 13, that is 12 by 13. You can see the denominator is greater than the numerator, so definitely the value has increased. So we can say the total collection has increased in the ratio 12:13. Okay, next example, number 17. Okay, number 17. In a mixture of 126 kg of milk and water. Okay, the weight of mixture is 126 kg. Milk and water are in the ratio 5:2. Okay, ratio is given, so we can easily find the quantity of milk and quantity of water. So quantity of milk is equal to 5 by 5 plus 2. Okay, 5 by 5 plus 2 into total, that is 126, that will give us 90 kg. So quantity of milk in the mixture is 90 kg. Quantity of water will be 126 minus 90, or you can use the formula ratio formula, 2 by 2 plus 2 by 5 plus 2, that is 2 by 7 into 126, that will give us 36 kg. So quantity of water is 36 kg. Okay, now the question is, how much water must be added to the mixture to make this ratio 3:2? Okay, only water will be added, milk will not be added. Okay, so let quantity of water to be added be x kg. Okay, so now milk by water, milk is 90 kg, water is not 36, now it is 36 plus x. So 90 by 36 plus x is equal to new ratio, that is 3/2. Cross multiply, you will get the value of x, which is 24. So the extra quantity of water that is added is 24 kg. Okay, next is number 20. Find the compound ratio of third bit. Okay, I have taken third bit. You have to find the compound ratio of √2:1, then 3:5, √5, and √20:9. So the formula was product of the antecedents by product of the consequents. So what are the antecedents? √2, 3 and √20. What are the consequence? 1, root 5 and 9. So root 2 into 3 into root 20 by 1 into root 5 into 9. So root 2, 3, 3. Root 20 can be written as 2 root 5. Okay, by root 5 into 9. Okay, now simplify it. Root 5 cancel. 3 3 is a 9. Okay, so ultimately we get 2 root 2 by 3. This is the answer. So the required compound ratio is 2 root 2 by 3. Now let us move to number 30. There are two bits. First bit is given r square is equal to pq. Okay, r square is equal to pq. We have to prove that p by q is the duplicate ratio of p plus r and q plus r. That means we have to prove that p by q is equal to p plus r whole square by q plus r whole square. Okay, as you can see, the right hand side RHS is more complicated. So let us start from the RHS. So RHS is equal to p plus r whole square by q plus r whole square. Expand p square plus r square plus 2pr by what is q plus r whole square? Q square plus r square plus 2qr. Okay, now from this, here I can put pq in place of r square. I can put pq. Here also in place of r square I can put pq. Okay, so let us put. So p square plus pq plus 2pr by q square plus pq plus 2qr. Then from the numerator I can take p common. From the denominator I can take q common. Remaining will be p plus q plus 2r in the numerator. In the denominator again p plus q plus 2r. So these two can be cancelled. On cancelling we get p by q, which is LHS. So hence proved. Okay. Bit B, it is given p minus x by q minus x is the duplicate ratio of p by q. Okay, so p minus x by q minus x is equal to p square by q square. This is given. Okay, and we have to prove that 1 by p plus 1 by q is equal to 1 by x. Okay, it is given in the book. So first let us cross multiply. On cross multiplying we get pq square minus q square q is equal to p square q minus p square x. Okay, bring x to the left side. So bring this minus p square x to the left and pq square to the right. So on doing that we get p square x minus q square x is equal to p square q minus pq square. Take x common, remaining is p square minus q square. Take pq common, remaining is p minus q on the right hand side. Okay, now p square minus q square on the left hand side, it can be factorized to p plus q into p minus q. So x into p plus q into p minus q is equal to pq into p minus q. So p minus q cancel. So x into p plus q is equal to pq. Okay, but we need 1 by x. So let us take this x to the right and bring this pq to the left. So on doing that we get p plus q whole by pq is equal to 1 by x. Then on separately dividing this, okay, p by pq plus q by pq, that will give us 1 by q plus 1 by p is equal to 1 by x. Hence proved. Okay, so this is the part of part 1, end of part 1. Okay.